Before becoming a corporate figure, he has had his own share of enemies in the industry. Married to Stephanie McMahon, Triple H has attracted the ire of many for gaining power through unethical means. Here are 10 wild things said about Triple H. Not many people may know this, but there was a time when the two unbreakable friends had a fight. They were always best friends before Shawn's injury, even when he was fighting addiction. Triple H himself does not drink, and he had the job of keeping Shawn straight. Even now, the two are best friends. In 2001, WWE wanted Shawn to be at WrestleMania 17 for a segment. Unfortunately, when he showed up, he was wasted. That led to him being out of the segment, and Triple H felt it made sense that he could not be in there. Shawn was angry that Triple H agreed with the decision that he should not be included, and had a very bitter, angry, and sad backstage fight with his best friend. He accused him that he had thrown him under the bus. They became estranged after. Michaels would later mention that they didn't end up talking for over a year, but ultimately buried the hatchet. Stephanie McMahon was always close with Triple H, but there was a time when she was only on-screen partners with him and not in real life, though during that time she thought that her future husband might not have been into women at all. In an interview in 2014, she revealed that she felt Shawn Michaels and Triple H were gay and were together after watching them on TV during her days in college. Given the crazy and sometimes X-rated shenanigans, she would not be the only one to question their sexuality. They compared their private parts regularly and even kissed each other on TV. This is one of the things that the fans will possibly never forget. Triple H was in a feud with Booker T soon after he made his way to WWE. He made fun of Booker and made comments that were interpreted to be racist in nature, like this promo. "I think you're a little bit confused about your role in life here. You're going to get to go to WrestleMania, but the fact is, Booker, somebody like you doesn't get to be a world champion. People like you don't deserve it. That's reserved for people like me." That's where the confusion is. You're not here to be a competitor. You're here to be an entertainer. That's what you do. You entertain people. Hell, you entertain me all the time. Go ahead, do a little dance for me. Go ahead, give me one of those spinneroonies. Entertain me. That's your job. Don't be embarrassed. You're here to make people like me laugh. With your nappy hair and your suckas. Hell, I was laughing all week long after you won that battle royal. Fans called him out on the racial nature of the promo, but according to Triple H, the comment was about Booker's past as a criminal. Apparently, according to Bruce Pritchard, Brian Gerwitz wrote that promo. Fans also talked about how Triple H purposefully buried Booker T, hitting him with the pedigree but not covering him for almost a minute. When he finally did, Booker did not even get to kick out. Triple H is known for being the father of NXT, helping to introduce a more hard-hitting indie style of wrestling into WWE. However, he did not always look fondly on indie backgrounds, thus he had issues with CM Punk. Punk talked about him in the promo he cut in WWE, but he further elaborated after leaving the company. Punk was set to be a part of the 12 Rounds 2 movie for WWE, but when he asked Triple H about it, he was given the runaround. Instead, Randy Orton was handed the role, and Punk was never clearly told why he was not a part of it. Punk was also in a match against The Undertaker, but when he asked if he was going to be paid the same as John Cena or The Rock or even Triple H and Brock Lesnar, he was not given importance. On top of this, Punk revealed he was asked to take a drug test shortly after he suffered a concussion. He complained about it to Triple H, who said that Batista had the same test done but dodged the answer when Punk asked if he had been tested. Punk went on to reveal he had a voice call from Triple H 2 days before his marriage. He sent a text to Triple H he was getting married in 2 days and would call him after the honeymoon, and asked about a royalty check that he never got. Triple H did not reply to him, and then on his wedding day, Punk received a letter telling him that he was fired from WWE. Chyna appeared on Vince Russo's podcast a week after Triple H had made comments about her work in the adult film industry. She talked about how Triple H treated her badly at a time. She said she had planned to get married to him when she found out he was dating Stephanie. She apparently let him do what he wanted because he was doing it to get to the top of the card. She said that one night she had waited for Triple H so they could leave together. A security guard would eventually tell her that there was no one in the building. Hunter had apparently taken the jet and left without her, and that night he got voice messages from Stephanie Stephanie on his phone. She later questioned him and he apparently hit her. This same incident has been refuted by X-Pac, where he has said that he had pushed her back when she was getting too confrontational, but he never hit her. He said that apparently Chyna was the one who told him that Triple H had never hit her, but she had spoken very differently about him. The abuse was not the most unbelievable and wild thing revealed. Chyna went on to talk about how she was fired when she was the only one who didn't know that Stephanie and Triple H were in a relationship. She said that Stephanie made harsh comments and said that she was in love with Triple H. In the end, she was let go by facts and told she was not needed. Billy Gunn was the only one who helped her at this time. Triple H and Chris Jericho have never really been on the best of terms, and the fact that they don't like each other has been very clear. In an interview with MLW, Jericho confirmed, "In the early 90s, it is no secret there was no love lost between he and I. We didn't like each other, we didn't get along. We had great matches, but there was always personal issues." And these issues with Triple H turned out to be over Chyna. Chyna was working with Jericho in the ring when she was still together with Triple H. She was a powerfully built woman and Jericho overcame his initial apprehension and worked with her. Accidentally, once he gave her a black eye during one of their matches, Vince McMahon had apparently asked him to work stiff in their matches to make it more believable. He had asked her if she was okay, and she had said it was. However, Triple H was not happy, and he spoke to Vince McMahon and asked him to apologize for the black eye. Jericho revealed that it was because of Triple H that he got heat, and that led to major issues between the two of them. Kurt Angle is one of, if not the best wrestlers. Unfortunately, Angle did not always have the best experiences in WWE. When he left originally to join TNA, he was vocal about his issues with the company, and during the interviews he would put up, Triple H would be a target. He had issues with Triple H holding back other wrestlers and not wanting to share the spotlight with them. With the Sun in 08, Angle shot on how the backstage powers of Triple H was a huge issue for anyone in WWE. Angle revealed that Triple H did not like the fact that he was a better wrestler than him. On top of that, he said that if Angle was ever rough in the ring with Shawn Michaels, Triple H would get Vince McMahon to speak up. I had to deal with that stuff all the time. I'd wrestle Shawn and I'd get a little rough with him. Then I'd get heat from Vince because I beat on Shawn too much. So I'm like, well, you know what? I'm tired of the two long-haired sissies. If they can't go up against me, then don't put them up against me. It's safe to say that their issues are now behind them. The new Age Outlaws, Billy Gunn and Road Dogg were close to Triple H as a part of DX. However, there was a time when Triple H was on the outs with them. In an 06 shoot interview, the Outlaws called him a bad person, saying Triple H was unwilling to help his friends to get higher up the card as he preferred to sit on top of the roster. They said that doing anything with Triple H while under contract would have seen them released. But Gunn said that if he met Triple H in 06, he would have beat his brains out. As shocking as this seems, it appears everyone is on better terms. Triple H and Stephanie McMahon are one of the most iconic couples in wrestling. However, his father-in-law apparently made it uncomfortable for Triple H when the relationship he shared with Stephanie became clear. It was a unique experience. If you've ever met Vince, any situation like that is a unique experience. As we begin to have a relationship that begins to grow, there's every awkward moment that you can imagine that everybody has. That first dinner at your girlfriend's, at her parents' house, except I've been working with her dad for all these years, just making it as uncomfortable for me as possible just because he thinks it's funny. There's so many humorous moments and all of that, but it's wonderful. One of the things that I think is great for us, Steph and I, we often say from a team standpoint, there's nothing we can't accomplish, and that's how we look at it, whether it's the business or anything else. We work together and it's a great 1-2 punch. The two stayed together as Vince tested Triple H every chance to make sure he was really in love with Stephanie. Shawn Michaels revealed in his book that Triple H had the idea for the Montreal Screwjob. He said that he, Vince McMahon, and Triple H were talking and Triple H was the one to suggest him. If you won't do business, then you do business for him. Vince McMahon took the blame for it then as years went on to reveal who is behind this. And these were wild things said about Triple H. Hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later.